Are you considering relocating or buying a vacation home in Myrtle Beach but are unsure where to start? Well, you're in the right place. I've helped many people find a perfect spot to suit their lifestyle. I've been living in Myrtle Beach for the last 3 years, and since moving here from New York, I've learned so much along the way. For instance, I didn't realize that in Myrtle Beach, there are 7 different zip codes. In this video, I'll help you find the best place in Myrtle Beach by breaking down the different zip codes. For each zip code, I'll give you an overview of the communities, the subdivisions covering the median price points, and what you can expect based on the sizes and style of the homes. I'll also talk about the available amenities such as pools, fitness centers, parks, and overall living experience in the area. Get ready for the most detailed Myrtle Beach guide ever, and we're gonna start right now. Some people get confused. I did when I first got down here, that Myrtle Beach encompasses between 5 to 7 zip codes and neighborhoods. And within those neighborhoods, there are different subdivisions. Some subdivisions are established neighborhoods. Some of them are new construction, fairly new within the last couple of years. So this really confuses some of my clients, but that's why I wanted to make this video, to clear things up, to prepare you on what to expect and where to look for a particular neighborhood. Now, dependent on your lifestyle, that's the type of neighborhood that you're going to want to choose. And I'm really going to break down what each neighborhood is going to offer you as a resident of that neighborhood: amenities, the schools, the median price ranges, what homes are selling for, what homes are available currently on the market. And just so you know that we're going to be going over the market stats for the zip codes, but real estate is hyperlocal. I always like to say that because real estate can change from subdivision to subdivisions. Now, within these subdivisions, within these neighborhoods, there are a lot of subdivisions, and the market could be a buyer's market in one subdivision and a seller's market in another subdivision, which is why if you're looking to purchase down here, it's very important, no matter if you're moving in 9 days, 90 days, or 9 months, start researching early so you can see where the market is heading. You can contact us. We can sit with you on a Zoom call like I'm doing right now. I can share my screen with you. We can go over the market stats, and just so you know, I'm the biggest stat rat. I like to know where the market is at every single time, and I just find it really fun to me to really figure out, you know, the market for each subdivision, you know, where it is it a buyer's market, a seller's market? Because this is the type of information I like to give to my clients, and I can give to you as well, to make you the best informed buyer in the market. So let's break this down really quick before we go on to breaking down each neighborhood in the Myrtle Beach area. So as I mentioned, Myrtle Beach consists of between 5 and 7 zip codes. We're going to focus on a few today, but just so I'll give you a brief overview of what we're going to be covering here. So we're going to be covering a zip code that covers this area here, the dunes. We're going to cover another zip code that covers Myrtle Beach, the city limits of Myrtle Beach right here. And then we're going to be covering the other zip code that covers the Carolina Forest area of Myrtle Beach, which is right along here. Okay. And we're also going to show you like the median age of the people that live in that area. You're going to see wherever the schools are really rated high, according to niche.com, a lot of young families live there because obviously they have young kids and they want the kids to go to their schools, to good schools. So we're also going to be covering another zip code that's going to be covering Forest Brook and Socrates. It's going to have the same zip code. And I'm going to throw in a bonus. Market Commons, it's in Myrtle Beach, but it has its own little, almost like if you're coming from I came from New York. So if you're coming from New York, you like to have everything close by, shopping and all that. This thing is like a community, a town within itself. We're going to be covering that as well, so you get an idea. That kind of has its own kind of stats, which we'll see as we go on in this video. But just so you know, this is the overview. This is what we're going to be covering. And if you find this helpful, whatever, if you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section below. Let me know what questions you have as we go along. Leave them in the comment section. I promise I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you don't already know, my name is 𝗀𝗻 Melendez, and I absolutely love making these videos for you. If you are enjoying them, let me know in the comment section below. It would mean the world to us to hear from you. Also, I just want to let you know that Myrtle Beach and its nearby suburbs have some amazing and fantastic housing options just waiting to be explored. So if you're interested in taking a deeper dive and discussing these more in detail, let's set up that one-on-one Zoom call meeting today. Feel free to give us a call, text, or email, and we'll schedule that Zoom call today for a time that works best for you. So the first zip code we're going to look at is 29572
in the Grand Dunes. That kind of rhymes, doesn't it? But this community here is going to offer a lot to you in terms of what you can purchase here, depending on your price range and the lifestyle you want to live. This is going to offer a lot to you. You're going to have, whether you want to buy a multi-million-dollar home or a condo in the $258,000 range, there's something for everyone here, as we will take a look at in a second. And in a bit, we're going to look at the stats for this particular zip code. And you always have to remember that every zip code that we're going to be looking at, they're going to have neighborhoods and communities within these zip codes. And each subdivision, actually, the stats can be different, which is why I like to, being a stat rat, I like to really take a deep dive whenever our clients come down and they want to put an offer in a particular zip code. I like to know whether that zip code or that subdivision is a seller's market or a buyer's market, a home staying longer on the market in this particular subdivision, or they're selling quickly. So that's something that I will do for you. But anyway, we're going to take a look at the zip code. And this zip code in particular, as I mentioned, has multi-million-dollar homes and homes in the $250,000 range. Whatever you're looking for, they have a little bit of everything here. And if we look down here, I'm going to mark this out for you. It's already marked out in red. You could barely see it, so I will try my best to highlight this area with my pencil here. This is the zip code that we are talking about right now, 29572. That is the zip code. So let me just scratch that out here. And within the zip code, you're going to have, you're going to be close to everything here. You're going to be close to your shopping, your 𝗃𝗃, which we'll get to in a second. But if we go to the satellite view here, you're going to have your hospitals, you have your medical, your clinics here, you have your hospital here, you have all clinics up and down 82nd Drive. Actually, I have a couple of my doctors. My doctors have their offices here. That's a place where I go to get my checkups. You're going to be divided by the intra-coastal here. I don't know why I always call it the intercoastal, but it's the intra-coastal. You can rent. You have a boat slip here. This is another condo community where you can purchase a condo. The Marina Inn. They have boat slips here. You can rent jet skis here, and they have private public ramps where you can set the jet ski. I do it all the time. I love taking the jet skis out. This intracoastal leads all the way out to the ocean up north. So if you have a boat and you want to take it out to the view to the ocean, you can do so right in the intracoastal. Then you have the beach right here. You do have some golfing here, the Grand Dunes Golf Club here. You have the Carolina Opera Theater, you have the Pirate Voyage, you have tons of attractions. You're going to be right on 17 and 17 Business. This will take you up and down, north and south. Whether you want to go to North Carolina and visit the beaches up there, you're very close by to that, or North Myrtle Beach for that matter, Little Rivers up that way. You can go up north on 17, or you can go south and go to Surfside Beach, you can even go take 17 straight down to, Charleston. I do it all the time. It's about an hour and 25 minutes. I have friends that live there, so I go to visit there, which is one of the main reasons why I relocated here from New York was having access to the whole coastline, whether it's, Savannah, Georgia, or, North Carolina, or back to New York for that matter. I have to go back and forth from time to time. Being a retired firefighter, I have to go back up for my 9/11 checkups. So I like to drive because I have dogs and they can't fly. So that's the reason why I like being situated in South Carolina. But if we look further on out here, if you live in a particular subdivision that offers you, there's a beach club right here, the Grand Dunes Beach Clubs. There are some subdivisions within this zip code that offer you the opportunity. This is in your HOA to enjoy a private beach club right here. So you have a pool, you have beach access as well, and you're going to have condos all along up and down the Grand Strand area. These are some of the condos and hotels that are available here. You can purchase a condo whether you're looking for an investment property. In fact, we recently worked with a client who was looking for an investment property, and we narrowed it down to 3 condos, and I referred him to a couple of management companies, and they gave him numbers as to how much income he can produce from each particular condo. So he kind of settled on one that would produce the most income. So if that's something you're looking for, we can help you as well. Just call, text, or email us. We're always here, available to talk. It's never too early, in fact, to start searching for homes, whether it's investment or you're your secondary or your forever home. So this is, I wanted to show you where the Tanger's outlet is. Where is it? You're around here somewhere. I'm sorry if I'm making you dizzy, but this is the Tanger's outlet right here. And then you have your Walmart Supercenter right along 17 here. So you're going to have access to all the shopping and restaurants all up and down 17, and as well as up and down the coast. You're going to have some restaurants and beachfront areas here where you can go eat. But that's pretty much it for this zip code. Again, it all depends on the lifestyle. Do you want to be very close to the beach? As we'll look, you know, when we get to Carolina Forest, the other zip code, this one offers you, that's going to offer you something particularly different. And the median age in the Grand Dunes is 51 years of age. So it's an older community. A lot of retirees live there. A lot of people own second homes there. A lot of investors. So that's the median age. Now let's look at what homes are selling for, the median price range. So the median price range in this zip code, 29572, is 341,000, and that is an increase of 17.6% year over year. So homes have increased in value over the last year. So that's something to take into consideration as well when you're putting offers in on a home. Take those numbers into consideration. And the list to sale price in this area, meaning what is the list to sale price? The list to sale price is how much a home is selling above or below list price. So 100 being list price at asking. This area, this zip code, the list to sale price is 96.9%. So it's selling below list price. As an example, I was doing real estate in New York. I'm still a realtor up there. During COVID, homes were selling way over asking in certain zip codes up in New York and Suffolk County. Homes were selling for about 105% above list. Everything was going over asking. So that gives you an idea of the list to sale price and how it relates to the market, and why it's important that before you put an offer in to know that number, so like that you don't have to overpay for a home. But that's something we will help you out with as we represent you in the purchase of your home. Now let's look at some of the homes, and as I mentioned, you do have homes here in the multi-million-dollar range. We will look at a few, not all of it. There's about 179 homes currently available for sale up and down this zip code. So we'll look at the most expensive, which is 6.9 million. This home is in the Dunes Cove community. Now you do have a lot of gated communities within this zip code, and this is what 6.9 million will get you in a home. Just wanted to give you an example of what is available out there. So this is at 6.9. Now let's look at something in the, let's say, $1.8 million range. Again, you do have condominiums, you have townhomes, you have condos here, condominiums, townhomes, and residential homes. You also have resale homes. I will show you a resale home before we move on to the next zip code, but this is what you can get for, how much was this home again? This was 1.8. This is what you can get for 1.8. Now let's look at something in the under $1 million price range, under 1 million. Let's look at something for, say, 945, and it would be this condominium. Yes, a condominium, a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath condominium, and the square footage on this is 3,380, and it's listed for 945. And this is in the subdivision called The Point. Okay, and this is what you would get for 945 in a condo. Now you do have, more affordable condos out there, but this is what you can get for this price. Okay, so now let's move on to another price point. I mean, I can sit here forever and show you homes, but that's not what I want to do. I just want to give you a little taste of what's available here. Let's look at something in the 724. This is 724. So now this would be a resale, and as I mentioned, a lot of people like purchasing resale homes because they have character, they have personality, they're not cookie cutter. So this one in particular is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath home, 3,000 square feet for 724, and this is what you can get for that price in the Dunes area in this zip code. Very, very nice. Looks like they updated the inside. But again, a lot of people like buying resale homes. They just don't want to buy new construction. So that's another option. Now let's look at something in the $500,000 price point. Let's look at this condominium here, another beachfront condominium here. This one is listed at just under $600,000, and it's a beachfront facing condo. It's the Arcadian 2. So this one offers you a beautiful view of the ocean. Really, really nice. I like the layout of this home, of this condo. Very, very nice. But as I mentioned with these oceanfront condos, you have to be careful with the HOAs. The HOAs could be high. Let's see what the HOA is on this one. 922. So that's something you got to be careful with. Also, what you have to be aware of also is the assessments. The last thing you want to do is get into a condo and have to pay a special assessment, but you don't have to worry, because we'll make sure that we do our due diligence to make sure that there are no special surprises for you when purchasing a condo. Another one, let's look at something, the lowest price point here. Just wanted to give you a little taste. Let's look at the lowest price home in this area, and it would be this right here. It's listed at $253,000. It's a condominium. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath condominium. And again, this could be a nice investment property for you if you're looking to invest, or a secondary home, or vacation home, secondary home. Really nice, really big. And this one's listed at $253,000. Let's see what the HOA difference is. So for beachfront, it's almost double. The HOA here is $450,000. So the HOA is much lower than the oceanfront. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the Myrtle Beach City zip code. The zip code is 29577. This is actually the zip code where I reside. If you like to live within proximity to all the attractions, this would be the perfect zip code for you. There are, again, a combination of condos, townhomes. You do have $1 million homes within this zip code as well. You do have a lot of oceanfront condos, just like you did in the dunes. And this is going to put you right smack in the middle of all the attractions here. And one area that I like to kind of give it its own territory, even though it is within the city limits of Myrtle Beach, is Market Commons. Market Commons, it's in its own class, and I'll explain that later in a couple of minutes. I will explain why, but for now I wanted to show you the boundaries of Myrtle Beach city limits here, and you can see the red mark. You can barely see it, so I will draw it out for you. And this is where it extends to, actually right over here, sorry. So this is the city limits here, and yes, it covers the airport. So if you're living within the city limits and you need to travel, you can get a condo, downsize to a condo if you like, and you'll be very close to the Myrtle Beach International Airport. So the people that live here tend to be younger in age. The median age within the Myrtle Beach city limits is 47. You do have a lot of investors that have purchased properties, oceanfront properties, and even some of the condos. You know, some of the condos a little bit away from the beach itself, closer to the intracoastal. I'll show you in a second here. You do have condos in this area right here. These are all condos here right in front. So you're going to have condos, and you're going to be, again, in between the intracoastal and Myrtle Beach itself. You're going to be closer to the beach when living in actually you're closer to the beach in the dunes as well, but you're going to have sort of like a city vibe, because all the attractions are right there. For instance, you have away at the beach right here, which is a major attraction. It's right off 17. Again, 17 runs north to south. 17 business and regular 17, they run north to south. They'll take you straight through all these towns and all these zip codes. But you do have attractions here. Myrtle Beach, you have Top Golf right here. Okay, and then you also have there's a minor league, the Pelicans, which is a Chicago Cubs minor league organization right here, which I have season tickets to. Love going there to watch these young gentlemen play ball. And you're going to have a bunch of restaurants here. You also have the Broadway Grand Prix right here. You have the wax museum here, and you do have a water park right here. So if you want to live close to the attractions, honestly, coming from New York and experience traffic in New York, even during the busiest tourist season here, it's nothing compared to New York. So don't, if you're worried about that, if you're coming from a big city like I did in New York, traffic is what it is, but it's not as crazy as New York. And it's during the busy season here, which lasts maybe 2 months, 3 months at best, at most. But you do have all your shopping right here. You have your mall, you have your Lowe's Home Improvement, and you do have a big mall here, the Coastal Grand Mall here. Everything is close by. But here you have also residential homes. These are higher price point homes, especially by the intra-coastal here. You're going to have homes with bow slips, with their docks, with their private docks, pools. So you have big homes on this side and on the other side as well. But we'll get to that when we get to one of the most popular neighborhoods in the Myrtle Beach zip code is Carolina Forest, and we're going to get to that in a second, in a couple of minutes. But just want to give you a brief overview of Myrtle Beach, the city limits. And the hospital is going to be close on by. You're going to have the same Grand Strand Medical Center up there. You're going to be about 15 minutes to that, maybe 10 minutes, if that. You're going to have clinics up there. I'll show you where that is again, in case you missed it in the other video. So you have the hospital right here, right along 17 bypass. Let's look at, now that we looked at all the attractions, on the Myrtle Beach 14th Street, the where the Ferris wheel is. Just want to give you an idea what that is in comparison. You got the Sky Wheel here. So this is they just built a new boardwalk here. This is the boardwalk right here, and the Sky Wheel. That's all going to be within the city limits here. So the median price range, again, this is including condos, townhomes, and homes as well, all properties. The median price range is $241. So as you can see, it's a little bit more affordable than Grand Dunes, where the Grand Dunes median price point was $341. It's a lot more affordable, but it's really taking into account all the condos, the beachfront condos that have super high HOAs. The price tend to be lower in the Myrtle Beach city limits for these condos, because some of the condos, the HOAs can be up to $900, $1,000, and sometimes the pricing reflects that, because it's a big expense to pay for high HOAs, which is why you got to be careful when purchasing, especially a condo-tel, which I'm going to make a video about. A condo-tel is basically a hotel that they converted into condos. Those require a special kind of financing, and on top of that, the HOA tends to be a little higher, so that's something that you have to take into account. But now let's go and check out the list to sale price. I wanted to give you that number real quick, because again, it's very important to know the list to sale price, so you have an idea of what homes are selling for compared to the asking price. So if we look at it right now, as of May of 2024, it's 96.7%. 100% would be asking. That's what they're getting. But because it's 96.7, they're getting a little under 4% below asking. And I'll give you an example. May of 2022, the list to sale price was at 100%. So as you can see, the market has declined a little bit over here. So what does that mean for you as a buyer? It means that you can put in a very competitive offer in terms of getting your price. This is exactly what I do for my clients. I check to see what the list of sale price is, and we will come up together with a game plan of what kind of offer we're going to give according to what the market is asking for. So yeah, this market's very good for buyers right now. So if you're looking at purchasing in this area, it's a good time to purchase. So now let's look to see at what homes are available here. We'll start with the most expensive, as I did in the Grand Dunes. So the most expensive home right now in the Myrtle Beach zip code, and this zip code 29577. We'll look at the most expensive here, and you have this home right here. This looks like a new construction, and it's a 5-bedroom, 5.5 bath, and it's not within a subdivision. So this home is going to be along the beach. So it's a lot right now. So I believe it's this lot right here, and they're building this home on it. So that's going to be $5 million. So anything by the beach, you're going to be paying top dollar for. So that is the most expensive one currently right now. Now let's look something in, say, just at the $900,000 mark, and we'll take a look at this one here. So this one's listed at this little shack right here. is listed at 995, and I guess it's true what they say: location, location, location. Wow, that's the most expensive shack I've ever seen. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. I don't know. Would you pay that much for this home? Leave it in the comment section below. I know I wouldn't. Okay. That's a really expensive shack right there. Let's look at a condominium, a 5-bedroom, 4-bath condominium. The square footage is a little over 2,700 square feet, and it's listed at $795. As I mentioned, you're going to get townhouse and condos and residential homes up and down the Grand Strand area, but this one has a nice beach view. It's actually beachfront. Let's look at something in the $500,000 price range, and let's look at a residential home here. This one is in the Crestwind, and it is in the Market Commons section, which I'm going to get to as soon as I'm done with the Myrtle Beach area here. They are within the same zip code, but this Market Commons section, it's like a separate city of its own. But I'll show you this one. This one's listed at $585, and it's in one of the subdivisions within the Market Commons. And this is what you can get for that price. And this is a resale, obviously. I like the Market Commons because they have a lot of shops. It's almost like if you're coming from a place like New York where everything's readily available to you, it's a perfect spot because you have bookstores, you have breweries, you have pizzerias, you have movie theater, you have baseball parks, you have, I mean, the walkability of this community, I'll show you in a second, is quite amazing. But this one is within the Market Commons section of Myrtle Beach. Now let's look at something in the $400,000 range, and we'll take a look at this one here. This is another single family home, residential. This one is also in the Market Commons section of Myrtle Beach, and it's in the Bell Harbor subdivision of Market Commons. It's listed at $485, and it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. Give you a quick view of this. 2-car garage, high ceilings. Nice open concept here. Now with some of these homes, you're not going to get a really big backyard here in the Market Commons or anywhere within, the city limits of Myrtle Beach. Everything's pretty much built on top of each other. They want to make room for that precious space that's closer to the beach. All right, let's look at something in the $300,000 range. Let's look at something in the $300,000 range to give you a little taste of what that looks like. This one right here is, let's look at this one, $389. This one is in St. Charles, Myrtle Beach, and it is a resale. So if you're good with your hands, if you're good with construction, you can pretty much, if you wanted to upgrade this type of home to resale, if you get a good price for it, you can definitely purchase something like this and just upgrade it a bit. All right, so let's look at one more. I want to look at the least expensive home in Myrtle Beach, which is $250, and it is a condo. It is a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath condo. It's 1,850 square feet, and this one is in Myrtle Point. This is what you can get in the $200,000 price point. So Myrtle Beach, as I mentioned in the Grand Dunes portion of this video, has a little bit of everything for anybody looking in whatever price range you're looking for. You'll be able to find something here. And of course, because we live in the lowest property tax county in South Carolina, you're also going to make it up for that with lower taxes. Property taxes on your home. But anyway, let's move on to the next zip code. Oh wait, before I forgot to bring up Market Commons. This is the Market Commons here. Almost forgot. You guys would have killed me if I forgot about the Market Commons. So really briefly, the Market Commons has its own kind of stat. I'm going to give it its own stats because There are so many subdivisions within Market Commons. Let me just draw it out. Again, it shares the same zip code with Myrtle Beach. So this is the Market Commons right here. Okay, and you're right by the airport, but honestly, I've hung out there many times. You don't really hear the airplanes. I've never have, man. I don't know, maybe you have. If you've been there, if you visited, I've never experienced. It's not that busy of an airport, but this is the Market Commons here. And again, you have about, in the Market Commons, you have about 11 residential subdivisions, and some of them do have their own amenities, which is pretty awesome. And the good thing about Market Commons, if your subdivision does not have amenities, there is an amenity center for the whole Market Common that's public to you if you live within the Market Commons. So that's something that is really, really awesome. You know, in case your subdivision doesn't have any kind of amenities, that's something too that you'll be able to still enjoy the pools and stuff like that. But anyway, this is the Market Commons, and again, you have subdivisions all through here. This is one subdivision. This is Emmons Preserve subdivision, and some of them do have their own amenities, as I mentioned. This is another subdivision here. So it's all filled by subdivisions. You have about, again, 11 residential subdivisions, and you have 3 condo and townhouses subdivisions. So you'll be able to, if you wanted to buy a condo or townhouse in Market Commons, you will be able to do so as well. Really quick, I just wanted to show you a street view of all the shops that are here. So if you go here, you have all your shops all along here. Right here, you have your restaurants, you have your movie theater here. Let's see if we can zoom on down here. So this is, as you can see, it looks like a little city. You're in your own little city here. You have a bunch of shops and restaurants and breweries, and again, the movie theater, and you have a lot of green spaces. So if you want to, every time I go here, people are always walking around here, walking around the lake here. There's a little bridge right there, as you can see. And oh, one more thing. I could sit here all day talking about the Market Commons, but it gives you the ability to be just minutes away to one of my other favorite spots, which is Myrtle Beach State Park right here. So again, I have season passes for all the state parks in South Carolina. I pay $99 a year and I can gain access. You do have to pay to come in here, but if you get the season pass, it's a little bit more cost effective if you're going to come in here often. You do have the pier here where you can go fishing right off the pier, and you have a little kind of boardwalk right there, and the beach is beautiful here, very clean. You also do have an area here where you can, if you have an RV, you can rent a spot there and spend a weekend there, a week, however long you want. They do have an RV section here, and it's pretty awesome. So that's something that Market Commons offers. It offers like a city time feel, but also very close to the beach and very close to a lot of green spaces within the Myrtle Beach State Park. And the median price range in Market Commons as compared to the whole zip code as a whole, this is the only one I'm doing this for because of the fact that it's kind of separate, but the median price range in the Market Commons is $485,000. So that's $485,000. That's the median price range, and the list to sale price is at 100%. So what does that mean? It means that homes are very popular there. So most sellers are getting asking price for their homes within this community, regardless of the subdivision that it's in. But really quick, I'll zoom on into the preserve. See, the preserves has its own amenity centers here. There's another one here that have their own amenities also. This one right here, they have their own amenities, this subdivision here. So many of them do have their own subdivisions. If you're interested in learning more about Market Commons, don't be afraid, don't be shy. Give us a call, text, or email, whether you're moving in 9 days, 90 days, or 9 months. It is never too early to start researching where you want to live. So the next zip code we're going to take a look at is 29579. Carolina Forest is one of the most popular areas and destinations for people who have young kids, young children, because of the schools. The schools are really good in this area. Not only that, but the schools are very close by. And you are, in a second, I'll show you exactly some of the subdivisions within Carolina Forest. But really quick, I'll show you where Carolina Forest is. Again, the zip code is a Myrtle Beach zip code. Myrtle Beach has about 5 to 7 zip codes. We're going to focus on just a few of them today. But this is where Carolina Forest is, right here. And You have 31 right here, which is really nice. Provides you access to the expressway if you're heading north or south. So you're very close to that. You're also divided by International Drive here. And along International Drive, you're going to have all your supermarkets, restaurants as well. Along 501, although it does get busy during the tourist season, you have your Tanger's Outlet on this side. You have your Shoppings, your Publix, your Kroger's on this side as well. You do have a Publix on this side, a Food Line on this side, pizzeria, Chinese food. I mean, you name it, you have it along International Drive and 501. You're also divided by, the good thing is you're away from the Myrtle Beach city living, because you are divided. The intracoastal divides that part of Myrtle Beach for you, so that's like a little barrier there for you as well. You are going to have some, if you play golf, you're going to be close to golfing here as well. So if you like golfing, you're going to have the World Tour Golf right here. You have golfing up here too. You have the Myrtle Beach National Golf Club here. And as I mentioned, you're gonna have your Publix here, your Tanger's Outlet here, Planet Fitness, and all up and down 501, your Walmart Supercenter. You're gonna have your Conway Medical Center here. So if you do not want to go to the Grand Strand, you can go to Conway Medical, which is right here. So your doctors are close, your emergency room is close by. And this road right here, Carolina Bays Parkway, is the road that pretty much runs along all the subdivisions within the Carolina Forest area. So you have Carolina Forest Boulevard is the one that's going to cross all the subdivisions here, as you can see, and take you from one side, from International Drive to 501. And this is the road that pretty much crosses all the subdivisions, and we're going to break that down in a second here. But before we get to that, just want to give you a close-up look of, and there are a lot of gated communities in this area too, which I will point out in a second. But you're right, you're divided by the you got like a buffer zone, the intracoastal waterway here. Got a nice buffer zone here from the Myrtle Beach city limits. So now let's go to, let me just go over some of the subdivisions here. Right here you have the farms. This is the farms. It's a D.L. Horton community right here. I have made videos on this. You can check it out. I'll link it up here in this video, but I have made a video about Carolina Forest and the community, the farms here. Here you have townhomes as well as residential homes, and the schools are very close by. So you have the Ocean Bay Elementary right there, and you have the middle school right here. So you have your Ocean Bay Middle here and your Ocean Bay Elementary here. And that's why a lot of families like moving here, because as you can see, you can take your golf cart and drop your kids off at school if you like. This is one of their pools here at the farms, and really nice. If you like being surrounded by trees, you will like this community here. And you have basketball court and a pool. The fitness center is right inside this building. Then you have another pool, a secondary pool over here as well, right here. So you have two pools in the community. And again, you also have townhomes in this section here of the farms. But again, you're just surrounded by a force field of farms. Now, if we move on to the left here, you have Indigo Bays right here. Now, this is an older satellite image, but this is a gated community, whereas the farm was not gated, but this is a gated community here, and this is Indigo Bay. This is a Ryan Homes community as well. All this is pretty much built up already. They are starting to their next phase, which is right along here. They do have their own amenities as well. If I clear this up and zoom on in, they do have their own amenities here, right there. Beautiful lake view. And I'll show you what the front gate looks like here in a second. Let's take a look. So that's the front gate. Oh, get back there. Where are you going? So this is the front gate right there to Indigo Bay. Now, if we go back out and we zoom out, right next door is one of my favorite gated communities here. It is Waterbridge. I have made several videos on this. We'll link that one up as well. but this is Waterbridge. It is a incredible community. You talk about green spaces and trees and lakes and water views, and it's just beautiful here. So this is, let me just get my pencil out. So here you have your phase 1 right here. These are all custom homes. These are all custom homes here. Here is phase 2. So the custom home area here, you have multiple builders here. People buy the lots and they have the home built by a custom builder. Right on phase 2, you have Chesapeake Homes. They are currently building homes here. And right up here, D.R. Horton bought this area here and is currently building as well. I will link that video up there for you as well. Made a video about this area here, and you can really get into this community, a gated community with this kind of amenities. This is what makes this community special, is the amenity. This is one of the biggest amenity centers in South Carolina. This is the type of pool you get here. You got your Olympic lap pool here. You have a walk-up bar here. You have a fitness center in this building right here. Just beautiful. Anytime I take my clients here, it's the first stop we make here because it's really quite a sight to see. Really nice. And even on its most crowded days, it doesn't feel that crowded because the pool area is so big. So that's Waterbridge there, and this is again a gated community. If I drop this down here, I want to show you the gate. So this is what the gate looks like right here. It's open during the day only because they're currently still working on the other phases, but once all those phases are complete, this area will be completely gated, and you can get into a community like this at a lower price point. I'll give you an example. The medium price range last time I checked for phase 2, which is the Chesapeake Homes, is about 620,000, where the medium price range in phase 1, which are all custom homes, is about 800,000, and the median price range in the D.R. Horton section here, or phase 3, is about 422 last time I checked. So if you want to get into this type of community at a low price point, that would be your best bet. Let's look at these communities by the intracoastal here. So this is another gated community, Waterway Palms Plantation. So this one also has incredible amenities right here. So just so you know, the average age within the Carolina Forest area is 41. It's right along River Oaks Drive, and it's right on the intracoastal. So some of these homes do back up into the intracoastal, and they have their own deck and boat launch areas. But this does have a public boat launch if you live within the community. Just like I forgot to show you in Waterbridge, you do have an area where you can store your boat and your RVs. Right here, right on site, right in the community. You also have that in Waterbridge as well. I forgot to point that out, but this is a gated community. I'll show you what the gate looks like really quick. So we turn around. This is the entrance of the Waterway Palms Plantation. All right, if we go back, let's look at another one right next to Waterway Plantations, which is Carolina Waterway Plantation, which is right here. So this one doesn't really have that much doesn't have that big of amenity centers like the other two gated communities. This is also a gated community, but they do have a little pool here. I mean, it looks a little on the screen. It's pretty big, but not as big as the other two communities we just looked at. But this right here is the Carolina Waterway Plantation right here, right along here. Also gated, and you also do have the intracoastal access, boat access here, and they do have actually storage. This is the ramp right here. They do have storage for your boats right there and RVs right on site. So now let's look at I think I mentioned it already. It's the median price point is $375,000 within the Carolina Forest community. Again, there are a lot of communities. I just gave you a brief overview of the communities. There are a lot of subdivisions, and it's very popular with families, that have kids because of the schools and the distance to the schools. They're very close by. So the median price point is $375,000, and the listed sale price on this one is 98.3%. Last time I checked. Let's list the sale. Yep, 98.3% is the listed sale price. And as you can see, just like the other chart that we just looked at for Myrtle Beach in May of 2022, it was at 100%. So It has gone down. So if you're looking to buy, now's a good time. It is on its way back up a little bit, but again, nothing compared to those COVID years. Those COVID years were insane. So now let's look to see what's available. The most expensive home right now in this zip code is this home right here. It's close to $6 million, and it's right by the Intracoastal there. So it's a waterfront. We move on. Let's look at something in the $2 million price range. You have this one here. This one is in the members enclave club section of the Grand Dunes. There is a portion of the Grand Dunes that is within this zip code. There are certain portions of I should explain that earlier. There are portions of the Grand Dunes that are within the Carolina Forest zip code. This one right here is listed at a little over $2 million. So this is what $2 million will get you. And now let's look at something a little bit more reasonable. Let's look at something just below $1 million within the Carolina Forest area. Let's look at this one here. This one is $980,000, and this one is in Waterbridge, my favorite community. So within Waterbridge, this would be in phase 1. So these are custom homes that were built. This is within the Waterbridge community, the one that I showed you that had the multi-million-dollar amenity center, one of the biggest pools and amenity centers in South Carolina. So these are all custom homes in this phase, in this particular phase where this house is situated. So this one is listed at $980,000. Now, if we look at something in the $700,000 range, if we look at this one here, let's look at this one here. This one is within Plantation Lakes. As I mentioned that subdivision earlier. So this is $779,000 in Plantation Lakes. Leave it in the comment section. Would you like a waterfront like that where you have access to water, or would you want to face the forest? Like, what's your preference? Leave it in the comment section below. I'm always interested in finding out. But now let's look at something in the $500,000 range, a little bit more affordable. Let's look at this one here at $559,000. Actually, let's look at this one right here. This one is also in Waterbridge, and this is what I was mentioning. So this one is a D.R. Horton home, and it is in the Waterbridge section of Carolina Forest. So you can get into this home, into that community for a lower price point than the homes in phase 1. We did see a home in phase 1 that was $980,000. This one, you can get into this home for as little as $557,000. So yeah, it's what I tell people all the time. It's about location. Do you want to live in a gated community without having to pay close to $1 million for a home? This would be ideal for you. Let's look at something that's not within the Waterbridge community. Let's look at this one here at $464,000. This one is in the Waterford Plantation. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home, and the square footage is 2,800 square feet. This is a resale, as you can see. So you can get a resale home in the Carolina Forest area as well. All right, you can get that for $464,000. Let's look at something in the $300,000 range. $379,000. This one is in Myrtle Villas. So this one you can get for $379,000. But anyway, you can get this for $379,900 in the Myrtle Village. Let's look at one more in the $200,000 range. Let's look at this one for $299,000. This one is in Farmington, and its square footage is 1,650, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So if you're not looking for anything big and you just need something simple, this could be ideal for you. If you're looking to downsize, you just need a place to crash, this would be perfect and ideal. As I mentioned, you have homes at every single price point in the Myrtle Beach area. So the next zip code we're going to take a look at is 29588, and that covers the Socrates and Forest Brook neighborhoods. And again, within these Myrtle Beach neighborhoods and zip codes, there are going to be a lot of subdivisions and communities, some well-established ones, some that are brand new. For instance, you have communities within Forest Brook that are relatively new, such as Arcadia, Crescent Cove, which is almost completely brand new. They've just started to build there. You have also well-established neighborhoods like Forest Brook Preserve, the parks at Forest Brook Estates, Brighton Woods, Camelot, Cypress River, to name a few. So you do have a lot of subdivisions and community there. Again, it depends on what kind of lifestyle you are looking to live. When you move down here, we will be showing you some of the homes in some of these subdivisions in a bit, like we did with the other zip codes. But before we get to that, give you the lay of the land here. So this right here is the 29588 zip code, this red line here. And again, it is close to the airport here and very close to, again, my favorite spot which I highlighted, which is the Market Commons, which is right here, but that's in a Myrtle Beach zip code. But you're still, the good news is you'll be close to that if you want to enjoy everything that the Market Commons has to offer. So that's your map here. And if you look at the 3D view, you're going to have all your shopping here as well. Wherever you really go in this area, up and down Myrtle Beach, you're going to be close to a Target. Again, you got your Kohl's, you got your your Lowe's Home Improvement, anything you would want to look for, you're going to be close to it. And you're not too far from 501 if you're going to go visit those big box stores along 501 right here. So you're going to be very close to 501. Again, the Carolina Forest, where we spoke about the golfing, you're going to be close, minutes away to that. Again, you're very close to it all. And you're close to the hospital up here. The Conway Medical Center is right up here. So you're going to be close to all that. And you're going to be close again to the Myrtle Beach State Park right there. But that is the 29588 zip code. And all these are subdivisions here. Let me see if I can do a 3D version of this map right here. Okay. So you have your food line right here. And all these are subdivisions. Like if you look at these communities, these are all subdivisions, particular subdivisions, each ranging in different price. As I mentioned earlier, the market could be a buyer's market in one particular subdivision and a seller's market in the next subdivision. There could be a different list to sale price in one subdivision, so on and so forth. But these are all subdivisions within this neighborhood. So now let's look at the market stats. So the market stats for this zip code, the median price range is 327.5, and that is a 5.5% increase year over year. And if we look at the list to sale price, it is 98.6, a little higher than the other ones that we looked at, the other zip codes that we looked at. And again, this is the COVID years where everything was selling at 100% of ask, if not over ask. It has gone down a bit, but it's always good to have that information. So let's go on to see what homes are available here, starting with the most expensive home within the zip code, which is this home right here. This home is within the Cypress River Plantation, and it is a 6-bedroom, 4.5 bath home, over 7,000 square feet. Let's take a look at this home here. Great water views here. Holy cow. Huge house. This house in the dunes would probably cost double, if not triple, the price. Again, it's about location. The next home we're going to look at, let's look at something at $1 million in the zip code. And this is a resale here as well. And it is a 6-bedroom, 4.5 bath home. And this is not within a subdivision. So you could buy a home that's not, I get this question asked a lot by people. Oh, can I buy a home outside a subdivision? The answer is absolutely yes. But the good thing about having an HOA, a lot of people don't want to pay HOA. The good thing about having an HOA is that when you live outside a subdivision, you can only control your house. And you can't really, if your neighbors want to create, a parking garage or I'm not a parking garage, but like a mechanic shop next to their house and start fixing cars, there's nothing you can do about it. So one of the luxuries of having an HOA is that they're not there to bust your chops. They're just there to make sure that everything stays orderly and compliant. But this one right here is $1 million, $1 million for a resale. Let's take a look at something just under $1 million. This one here is $969. So this is to be built, and this is within a subdivision. Cypress River Plantation. For instance, something like this, the HOA is $170. So it's pretty reasonable to have that, to have this type of place to live right by the intracoastal here, and with great amenities. It's worth the price of admission. So this is to be built. And again, this is in the Cypress River Plantation. Let's look at something in the $700,000 range. This one is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath home, and it's 3431 square footage. It's listed at $775, and this is within the Cypress River Plantation. the subdivision of the Cypress River Plantation. Let's take a look at one in the $500,000 price range. Let's take a look at this one right here. This one's $557,000. So this one is elevated. It is a raised home, probably because of it's right next to the 𝗂𝗏 River, which I didn't point that out in the map. I want to go back to that in a second. But yeah, you got to be careful with flooding. You know, it's one of the things that we look out for. We make sure that you're not buying in a flood, unless you want to. If you want to pay the flood insurance, that's fine. But when you're elevated like this and it's FEMA certified, your flood insurance might not be as much as if it were not raised. So that's something to take into consideration. So that's something you want to be careful of. You don't want to buy in a flood zone unless you're elevated. The next home we want to take a look at is this one here. Let's take a look at something in the $414,000 price range. So this one is within Windsor Plantation, also a resale. All right, that's what you get for that price. So if you're looking to purchase, whether it's brand new construction or let's take a look at one brand new construction here. This one right here is in Crescent Cove, as I mentioned. It's one of the newest communities within the Forest Brook area and the zip code. So this is the type of homes that they're building here. And they're gonna have, this is not done yet. The amenity center is not done, but this is what it's gonna, this is a depiction of what it's going to look like. But these are, it's brand spanking new. So if you're looking to purchase something in there, let us know. Again, we can set up a Zoom call. I'll do exactly what I'm doing here. We'll go over the maps. We'll go over what's available in the area. So you don't have to waste a trip coming down here. You might not like what's in the area. You might not like what's around the area. So it's good that we jump on a Zoom and figure things out before you spend money on making a trip down here. All right, so now let's look at the least expensive home in the area. And it is listed at a little over $256,000. And this is within the Westland Creek, which is a mobile home. If that's what you're looking for, this would be ideal for you. You know, one of the things that most people are surprised about is there are a lot of mobile homes in the area here.